Welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going over the gems of Nulgath and how to get them. There are several methods you can use to get gems of Nulgath, two of which are used by free players, but then the other ones are ones you would need to have dragon crystals in order to use. In fact, the most efficient ways of farming the gems is by having dragon crystals. I'll show you that method in a moment, but let's get into the ones for free players first. In Battle-On, interact with Oblivion, and then you'd be heading to the Throne of Nulgath. In this location, you're going to be interacting with Oblivion, and then you're going to be running the Challenge My Master challenge. But before you get to that, in the Oblivion quests, in the farming quest, you're going to be finding the Gem of Nulgath, where you need to defeat Nulgath in order to acquire 3 gems. And this is the first method of obtaining gems, simply by running this challenge with that quest. For the next method, you're going to be talking to the Oblivion Blade, which is right beside Oblivion, and in here you're going to have some farming quests. You have 2 options right here, both of which provide you with the Gem of Nulgath. And you can only grab one of these quests. You cannot have both. You can only have one at a time, but I will mention that these are not... It's because it is... it's not one you get very often, but this is another method for free players to obtain the gems of Nulgath. And this requires you taking on the evil elemental, which I will show you where he is in just a moment. But let's get over to the third method. We're back in Battle-On, going to talk to Oblivion, and in the Servant's Artifacts at the very bottom, you're going to be finding 2 different pets here, both of which, when combined, can be a rather fast method, which I will explain. But the first option you have is Nulgath Larvae, 1500 dragon crystals. The second one is Hanzo Void, which is also 1500 dragon crystals. The Nulgath Larvae has multiple quests, which some of these really come in handy. He's also got this one as well as the Out of Luck one, so that's pretty handy having them right available. You've also got the Challenging the Archfiend available as well, so you can just turn it in directly from your quest. Another option he has for gems, which is my favorite one, is the Nulgath Entertained. Now, originally I thought this was because you needed to farm Nulgath and then complete the challenge in order to get the gem, but that is not true. This basically drops from most of the void enemies, so you can just fight everything. I'll show you a prime location where I was farming this one, and again I will show you where the evil elemental is as well. The next one is the Hanzo Void, and this is it's difficult to say which one is better because this is also very good. Now, for the farming one, we have this one right here. This is the Hanzo Gem Generation. Now, you can combine this quest with the Larvae quest, the gift, Nulgath's gift. You combine it with that quest and this quest, and you're going to be acquiring quite a decent amount of gems of Nulgath in the location I'm going to be showing you in a moment. So this comes in really, really handy. But before that method, there is another option where you can get the gems of Nulgath, and that is from the Blade Master Hanzo. If you're farming the Blade Master Hanzo, you have a chance of getting the gem of Nulgath. You can also obtain the gem of Nulgath from this as well. In the main menu, in the Adventures menu, in World Areas at the very bottom, in Fiendlands, and then at the very bottom, Shadow Dungeon. This is where you want to go. And after 10 hours of loading, you're finally in the dungeon, and then we're going to be heading this direction to get to the evil elemental. And there you go. That's the evil elemental right there. You'll be taking him down when you're farming the quest I mentioned, the second method that I mentioned. Now, just back here, we passed right by the Hanzo Blade Master. So for the third method, this would be the guy that you'd be fighting right here, the Blade Master Hanzo Void. And like I said, when you're farming that one, you would be able to turn in this one right here, getting the Gem of Nulgath, and this one right here. If you have the Nulgath larvae, I believe you can also turn that quest in as well. I'll just avoid these guys because they're annoying me. I'm pretty sure this quest will also turn in when you're farming there. But the Hanzo Void monster is the method used, or could be one of the methods used if you have the Hanzo Void. However, I did test this method. This is not the best way of farming Gems of Nulgath. The ultimate way, the most fastest way of farming Nulgath gems is by having this pet and the Hanzo Void. Again, you can pick and choose which one you feel is the best for you if you only have enough for one. But if you have both, then you're definitely going to be racking in the dough. And so you're going to be heading to the Celadon Monastery. In this location, you're going to be heading to the Chamber of Suffering. And in this location, you're going to be looking for potentially other people, because if there's not other people, I'm in the blue server, so there's nobody here, but in the red server, there's usually people farming in here. Highly recommend grouping up with other people, and then look at all these enemies down here that you can just take down. And upon doing so, you'll be turning in this quest. Which one is it? This one right here. You'll be turning in this quest, and this quest from the Hanzo Void pet rather frequently. This is definitely the fastest method, just by killing these things and turning in those quests with those pets. And I was acquiring gems. I was able to get to the amount of gems I needed for the Nulgath pet, which I was able to obtain. And this is the method that I used, because the other methods that I tested were much slower than this. But you have 4 options of how to farm the Gem of Nulgath. How do you guys farm the Gem of Nulgath? Let me know in the comments below. I haven't done a set of the day for quite a few days, so let's do a few set of the days in this video. This is the first one right here. Very awesome cosplay. This is a really nice set. Doesn't really go with the title, though. The player named this one Blade Dancer. That really works. I just realized his name is 8-bit, and he's using an 8-bit hammer. Whoa, this looks really neat, and the title goes along with it perfectly. We've got one here called the Blacksmith Moglin of Nulgath. That really works. One last one here. This is a classic look, really nice color scheme. And those were the sets of the day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.